Hello, Transit Octavia lovers. Welcome back. Let us go over to the part two. Were you here with us yesterday? If you were not here, have you caught up with the replay? If you are yet to do so, please catch up with the first part so you will understand fully what we are going to be diving into right about now. And we won't even be wasting much time. We will get straight into this conversation. But let me wait for some of our people to pull up, and then we will start. So yesterday we did the reacting to the interview by the nanny of JD, right? Jeba is talking, and Jeba granted an interview to a content creator here on YouTube called Amora. But let me quickly check my sound to make sure that sound is good and everything before I continue. Okay, all right. So that's exactly what we're going to do now. Welcome everyone. If you're just coming in, you're welcome. Don't forget to like the live stream, turn on your notification bell. I'm just going to try to share this to Entertainment Daily, and please like, share. If there's somewhere to share to, invite more people. Let's talk, let's analyze, let's listen to what the nanny has to say. Welcome everyone. Please give the live stream a thumbs up if you're just getting here. Okay. So because this gist is juicy, okay? It is a juicy, very juicy revelation that Nanny Jeba is revealing. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Okay, I'm just trying to share and we will dive right in. All right. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Let me see. Have I shared to my community? Yes, done and dusted. Okay, so back to the live stream and let us continue with what we are going to be listening to. If you're just coming, you're welcome. How are you doing today? Today's actually 31st of October. The month is gone, like the month is over. Yo, really? Thank God for life. Thank God for life. Okay, so let me pull that up and let's go. Where is that interview? Before I pull it up, shout out to Amora here. Let's talk about it with Amora here on YouTube. Yesterday we reacted to the part one, and today we're reacting to the part two. So you can call this a continuation. If you were here with us yesterday, then yeah, you've heard the first part. If you have not, then you have to go back and listen to the first part so you get the whole part of that gist, and then come listen to the second one. Okay, so let's do this.
These are your kids. Do you have a plan for once I leave? Do I need to like find a replacement? And so he just wanted all of it to just be up in the air to like make it my fault.
So this is where
how you've inconvenienced me. Now I have.
All right, so this is where the part two started from. That's what I'm saying. If you're just listening to the part two, you might not understand, but just don't worry, sit put, relax, enjoy the part two, and you can go back and watch the beginning, which we did react to yesterday. So let's go.
No support. Like, so he dragged that out for like weeks. And I was so miserable that I actually had to write the NDA. Do you understand how nice I am? I'm like, this man was. You wrote the NDA? He was too lazy to protect himself.
Dogs.
And I know my integrity, but I also want to protect my rights by getting.
There is just something about the kind of people that JD associates with. I'm going to try to limit my opinion. Like I told you people, all of this interview that we're going to be reacting to, I'll try to limit my opinion. But yeah, we have to make the content ours, okay, to make it different from the original content creator that brought it, which is Amora. So I can play this straight up and not pause and try to give one or two about what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing. That's why it's a reaction, okay? If we don't react, then it's not a reaction. So understand that, because sometimes people get to complain that why do people always post the video so much to talk? We don't want to hear you talk. Well, you don't want to hear us talk. It is not our original content. We have to make difference. So even when the person tries to flag it, YouTube will look at it and say, this is done the way we want it to be done. There's nothing we can do. Okay. So your channel is not at risk or anything if you react properly to people's content. So that being said, there's something about Julie Smith. Welcome, 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 Queen. Thank you so very much for joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining this evening. You know, the way JD and his cohorts are so good in pointing out, they're so quick in pointing out that they are good people. It just amazes me. How many real good people we know always come out and scream that they are good people? I'm so good, I did this. I'm so good, I did that. I'm so nice, I did this. I'm so nice, I did the other. Like who does that? Who does that? Good people don't even sing that. There are people that they do something good for you and they don't even want you to talk about it. When you talk about it, like, come on, leave it alone. I did it for you, but I don't want the whole world to get to hear about. Like these people will just be. Which one? Jeba is telling us that she's so good. Anyway, let's go.
In writing that I was that as long as he just did two things, which was one, give me an appropriate amount of time to move out, and two, do not tarnish my name. I didn't want him to take me after I left because I'm like, everybody who comes in here is, apparently turned out to be a monster. I'm like, while he knew that we were on decent terms, whatever, I'm like, I put the other thing is to give me a glowing recommendation that I deserve. And pretty much I swore to not have, what is it called? I swore that I did not have any, I didn't know Cora coming in. I didn't have any malicious, financial, or legal interest in the case. I have knowledge of it. So I put that all in writing because this man was harassing me because he was paranoid that he paranoid one day that I was just working for Cora, and I'm like, what is going on? And he started treating me like
because JD is always recruiting people to work for him. He thinks that everybody is working for Cora. He thinks that Cora is doing. Ask though. Sorry, I'm here with my little one, so yeah, she's gonna be interrupting as usual. But anyways, JD always thinks that everybody is working for Cora, or Cora is also recruiting people because that's the job he does. Let's go.
And he's like, I don't know what you're plotting, and I'm like, what could I be plotting against you? And he accused me, or he told me that he thought I was trying to set him up to sue him for discrimination. And I'm like, what are you discrimination against what? And he's like, I don't know. You might claim I'm racist as an employer. And I'm just so miserable, so desperate for peace of mind that I'm like, I will put in writing that I will not classify you legally as my employer. So great, you are free. You are off the hook to be abusive, and you won't go to jail as an employer. That's how miserable I was. And I'm like, he didn't write it. It took him
Amara. I said Amara. What's her name? Jeba explaining this just sounds weird. What do you mean? That's how? No. I think this gives more desperation. Like, what is this that you're trying to protect somebody that you clearly know the person is not treating you right? You can see it, and you are instead trying to sign documents, put things in writing that will protect that same person that is not treating you right. Like, this doesn't make sense. It just gives desperation.
3 days to sign it, by the way. So for him to try to pretend that he wants peace of mind, this man took no action to have peace of mind. And actually, when I gave him the NDA, he smirked because he's like, actually, can I look at it on Monday? And I'm like, oh, you want to extend this? Like, I'm miserable and I want my peace of mind. And you don't trust me, and I'm giving you this document that is extremely generous, and you were too lazy to write, and now you want to I have stuff to do. I'll look at the document later. Like, really? Your biggest thing?
Because he could already tell that you just, you gave in too easily to this person and his lies and everything. So he knew he could easily manipulate you. Whatever he says, you will listen and do and whatnot. That's why he wasn't making any effort, at all.
trying to keep your kids and you don't have time to sign an NDA. That's crazy.
Did you ever meet Cora?
The only time I met her was when I had the scary time that I had to hand this lady the restraining order. That was it.
You handed her the restraining order?
That is why I was upset. Yes, because I told him, I'm like, I'm opposed to this. First of all, I don't agree with him. So I was not going to be a henchman if I didn't agree with the cause. And he waited till the last minute on the day of. He said he would find someone else. And like maybe 30 minutes before he left, he's just like, oh, hey, are you getting dressed? You coming? And I'm like, excuse me. So it was a very clever like setup. But I'm like, I know people are upset at me, like, oh, you betrayed a black woman. I'm like, no one is more annoyed about that than me.
It's not about you betraying. This is not even about the color or whatnot. It's the fact that you could tell that this person was not making any move to get someone, and you knew that it is possible that if until the last minute he still doesn't have anyone that will be delivering that restraining order to Cora, then you should have known that you will be the one to deliver that. And under no circumstance should you have agreed that you were going to do something. I don't even care if you were in the car and he lied that you people were going for a lunch with the kids and whatnot, and then he said, oh, just quickly handle. If you know that what was in there, that's a restraining order. It's no way. No way. Just sit there in the car and tell this man, I'm not coming down from this car because I told you from the beginning, I will take care of the kids. I will do whatever, but I'm not getting involved in what concerns you and your ex-wife. So I'm not going to hand this over. If you can get someone else, then let's go back. You go get someone and you can do that. You just went with it because, oh, it was the last minute and he got dressed. He was giving 30 minutes and he said, are you coming? And you two, you stupidly dressed, wore your clothes and followed him and went and handed over that rubbish to his ex-wife. And now you want to make it light, like you didn't do nothing, like it wasn't a big deal. It is a big deal.
Like, oh, you betrayed a black woman. I'm like, no one is more annoyed about that than me, okay? But it was realistically for me, I'm like, if I said no, I know that I would have to live in a house with an angry man who hates his ex-wife, and he told me, he's like, well, this is going to be my only opportunity to give it to her before the court case, because this is the only time.
You can imagine, Julie.
Oh my gosh, Jesus Christ. So I was.
Court said you.
Nothing. It was that bad. She was shocked. And I felt so bad. I'm like, oh, she's so pretty, you know. And I was.
Did you say you fixed her? I mean, like, what did you? I
literally said hi. And then I walked away. I put up. I looked so suspicious. I'm like, I didn't want her.
Did she know you were the nanny?
No, I mean, the point was I decided I wanted to present as a stranger. I told him several times, I do not want to be a character in the story at all. So that's why,
So how is it that you were not going with this? You were not going with this. You didn't support this cause, but you said you wanted to present it as a stranger. You want to. I beg, Jeeba, go sleep.
Because I'm like, again, I was happy to have the NDA, our contract honored, happy to shut up and not be financially inconvenienced and just move on with our lives. So there would have been none of that.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So
I need therapy. Can I get enough coffee for therapy? Jeez.
So that's what I was going to say. Did you tell him to go to therapy? Have you ever told him?
Yeah. And he said he's tried like therapy once or twice, and he's like, they don't give any real advice, or they kind of just tell you, oh, think about your feelings. And he's like, that's all I've done is kind of think about it and just be angry. But he's thinking about the wrong things and ruminating on it.
But what is he angry about? He thinks Cora destroyed his business.
Yeah.
If you're just coming in, you are welcome. We are actually reacting to the part 2 of JD's ex-nanny Jeeba spilling some tea, giving her own side of the story, because he actually came out and told his own part, where he called her a thief and so many things. She stole his camera, she ransacked his boxers and stocks, and she's crazy. She wrote, there's nothing JD didn't say. So this is her telling her own side of the story and everything that, well, not really everything, but as much as she's willing to let out. So if you're just coming, you're welcome. Please, if you're not subscribed, turn on notification bell. That's 1. 2, like the live stream and share. Thank you so very much. Tim. No.
Or do you think that he's really legit angry that they divorced?
I think.
No, we don't do Halloween. It's devilish.
I think he has a pattern, and this is the calculation I was making on my mirror. mind business. I think the pattern is that he goes for a woman
Meta,
who,
meta.
he feels like would elevate his status or add to his clout or make him look more interesting. And once he gets her, like it's very much a conquest thing. Once he gets her, he gets what he needs. He gets bored, and then he feels like he's entitled to an upgrade. Because before, even if he idolized that woman, the fact that and I know this with Cora, he literally was like, when I saw this woman, the first thing that was in my mind, the first thing I thought was greed. And I'm like, are you, what? Like, animal? Yeah, I posted that, like,
Can you imagine? Can you imagine what somebody's telling his nanny? This JD, this JD is just all round weird. How do you go to even forget about even telling your nanny or telling anybody? How do you even look at a full human being and the first thing you see is breed? Like, are you serious? That's all you thought about that woman. Like immediately you saw Cora, you wanted to breed. Yo. Mm.
yeah.
So wait a minute. So when he first saw Cora, he knew he wanted her to have his baby.
Yeah, and I didn't even want to say that because I cannot imagine already, like, as Cora going through all this BS, and just having, just even knowing that somebody thought of me in such a nasty way from the beginning. So I was, and I'm like, when again, I'm like, why would you tell it to me? So I'm like, it was the emotional weight on me because he doesn't really have friends. Like I'm the only person who's there all the time. It was just unloading all of his.
Who has the time to?
And I'm like, I didn't need to.
One thing that Jeba failed to understand when she was with JD is the fact that who's the person that wants to be receiving all this negativity? Every time you meet this person, all the person is pouring out to you is negativity, negativity, negativity. Of course, all his friends will run away from him or avoid him as much as possible. So, what are you even talking about?
You thought that. So from when he told me that, I figured out. I'm like, oh, okay. So he knows that he wanted certain type of children. He knows that he wanted certain characteristics. He wanted them to be strong. He wanted whatever. And he
wanted some mixed babies.
Right. And he found a vessel, which I hate to say, a vessel to have his children. And I'm like, that has to be why it was so easy for him to walk away right after she had it. Because she had completed her job. That's what he came for. That's what he chose.
That's disgusting.
I know. And when I found that out, I'm like, oh, that's how I know that I'm like, this man, if he can do it to his wife, let me just pack up my things and leave with as little conflict as possible. Yeah, and then I think because he left her and she is thriving, now he's upset because he thought he could upgrade, but she's living a better life than him.
So he wanted to trade Cora in for somebody better, right? But now that she's doing better, that's what angers him.
Oh, of course.
He didn't see that coming.
Oh my God.
I kind of knew that.
He just wanted to have kids with her, ship her back to motherland, keep the kids in the US, and then be the one with all the money, Hollywood connections, and everything. But yo, it didn't turn out the way he was expecting. And now she's the one with all the money and everything, and he's just there. That's why he cannot stand her.
I kind of do that. Now, what do you think his main goal after the divorce? Now, after the divorce, because you met him after the divorce, right? Before or while he was going through the divorce?
No, after.
You met him after the divorce. I'm talking about the divorce sign.
I mean, I guess it had to be after because it was just March or April of this year.
Oh, this year. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, we're gonna come back to something else, but maybe second interview because I don't want to keep you too long because I want us to talk and then I want us to have an official interview. Like I'm gonna get a list of questions to ask you from. This is an impromptu interview, you guys, but I'm gonna get a list of questions to ask you. But I do want to ask you, what was his intentions for Cora? I know you said that he didn't expect her.
Shout out to Let's Talk About It with Amora for this impromptu interview. Even though it was an impromptu interview, a lot was revealed here. A lot of things that Jeba said here is actually kind of to think. But knowing JD, you're like, of course, that's something that he's capable of.
Do well. But when he was striking her page and trying to get the kids taken away from her and all this stuff. What was his main goal for her? Did he discuss that with you?
Well, I know his main goal in general is full custody. And so what I was and why I worked so hard for free, because I'm like, this man is hell bent. He's a very determined human. He's hell bent on doing this. I know that I'm not going to be here forever. He asked me to be there for 2 years. And I'm like, that's a long time, you know, I'll see. So I try to stay as long as I could to get these girls to be self-sufficient and learn to clean themselves and just do basic things to take care of themselves. Because I'm like, you are not currently equipped to have 2 girls full-time. Like, you don't have all the tools, and you don't care to develop the skills. So I know that was his main goal, and it was just, he was obsessed with the argument that Cora was not a good parent. I don't know about any of this, and that's why it's so hard for me. Like, I really didn't want to commit to. I don't even want to say picking a side. I mean, obviously,
Justin even look like someone that can deal with one nanny for 2 years. With the way he behaves, nobody can stay with him for 2 years. The only person that was able to deal with this man for the longest was Cora. No other person will be able to.
Just inside, but I'm like, I was neutral, but I don't know. I can't attest to how the parent Cora is. Kids seem happy around her.
There's no perfect parent in this world. You do know that, right? There's no kids that you probably don't know yet. But trust me when I tell you, there is no perfect parent, okay?
But ever since all of his places where like she was the one like exploiting kids, selling pictures of them, taking pictures, all this stuff.
But she was a good parent when they was together, though. And it was okay for the babies to be online when they were together. But now all of a sudden, now that they're not together, she's this horrible person and she's exploiting kids. So what was it called when they were together? Were they both exploiting the kids then?
Gotcha.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's now that he doesn't want her to share the kids. It's now that she's such this horrible person, you know?
Yeah. And I think it's just because she has a bigger platform than him, right? So if he has the kids, he's filming whatever, sure, he'll make some money, but she's going to be making way more, and he can't have that. So it's like, if I can't do it, no one can.
In your opinion, do you think he's a good parent, or do you wish to come?
What's good parent? Does he even look like somebody that is a good parent or can be a good parent? But I feel like Jeb also held back a whole lot. But let's just wait and see when Amora will get all her questions ready, and when they will do the proper interview. Let's see if Jeba will be more comfortable then, which will be like the second time she's coming in contact with Amora. If she'll be able to open up more. But yes, it does look like Jeba is really holding back and still kind of respecting Jade, even though Jade came out and rubbished her. But I feel like the way Jeba is answering some of the questions, she doesn't really want to give some of these questions. It's just yes or no. But Jeba would just rather beat around the bush and whatnot. But we understand.
In the beginning, like in the first few months, I did, and I was inspired by, like, you know, how much he loved his kids and played with his girls. But then as time went on and he started dating, I could see that I'm like, his attention is really not there when he is bringing these women into his life. And it's kind of just, I don't know, the kid. They're just spending a lot of like idle time. He doesn't have activities to do with that, so it's like they're just kind of sitting there. It's unorganized. They don't have a bedtime. They don't sleep in a specific bedroom. They get kind of rotate randomly, so it's like chaos. And he will not try to add
no structure.
Yeah, and that's why I really, it's hard for me to try to respect the women who go there and stay there. Because I'm like, why are you supporting this? Why are you, he invited you for a date, you're trying to watch a movie, the kids are running around at 1 a.m. Like, what is this? And so it's strange. But my main thing
he would have women over there and the kids just running around.
Yeah. The women would help.
He couldn't just spend 1 whole week without bringing women to his home. Why did he go over their house? If he had you as the nanny, why he couldn't go over the females' homes?
Yeah, I mean, he went maybe twice he came back at like 2 a.m. I think so. A couple of times he went to their house, but he was very comfortable bringing them back to us or back to the house. And I was
Jeba, he was not bringing them back to you people, like back to us. He was bringing them back to his home and to his children, because he didn't see you the way you're still seeing yourself like that very important person that did this and did that. JD didn't see you like that. He just saw you as someone that will watch over the kids while he goes out and does his escapades with different women. And it's very sad that he has children that are under 5, and yet he will be returning home with different women. What are you showing those children? How confused those kids are going to be seeing different women every single day. And JD will not just sit back and say, let me keep this my cucumber or carrot or toothpick. Only heaven knows what size it is. Let me keep it in one place and just behave myself, wait for my kids to grow up. No, he won't do that. Most definitely, his third leg is more important than anything else, and his ego.
and he kept trying to, trying to get me to like meet them, and I'm like, no, thank you, this is weird. I'm like, let me know when a woman is coming over, so I cannot be in the room. I don't want to sit here in my black presence and have me look like I'm co-signing, like, oh, he's a cool guy, and I'm vouching for him. Absolutely not. So he got upset at that, and he's like, wow, you're so hostile. You're so like whatever. But yeah, random women at the house. I'm happy that the girls have not noticed yet, but I think
I don't even think this was all about Jeba not wanting to meet these women, these different women that JD was bringing. I think it's more of like, okay, they met on Tinder. Jeba was thinking there will be something there. The way JD was probably relating to her when they initially met, Jeba was thinking, oh, this is going to lead to something serious. We're going to be dating for a while. We're going to get engaged. We're going to get married and things like that. But then when she now decided to be the nanny to take care of the kids and whatnot, JD already knew what he wanted. He knew he had succeeded. So what did he do? He just switched immediately and went back into the dating scene because he already got someone to be a nanny and not being paid fully. And that was what he wanted, and he got it.
it's definitely odd. I don't know what the situation is, but he told me that they don't Cora is like not great to them, and they don't really have a mother, and that's why they don't. That's why they call like everybody mom. So that was something that I'm like, okay, maybe I don't know.
So they call it.
This really pissed me off. This really pissed me off for the fact that those little kids, JD can be this wicked to be bringing different women into his home, confusing his children, and allowing those children to refer to total strangers as mother. And I think that's the main reason why JD refused to even date outside the race of his ex-wife, so that everybody, as they're little, everybody will look similar to their mother in their eyes. Do you understand? Because if it was a total maybe an Asian or a Caucasian or whatnot, the kids will be able to know that, okay, this person looks like daddy, so this is not mom. But because these are black women that looks like Cora, the kids are calling these total strangers and lunatics mom. And some of them are okay just answering or not saying anything and allowing the JD is just mean. Seriously, JD is a very mean person. Very mean person. No reasonable person will ever do something like that to their own children.
Call everybody. They call.
But that's how narcissists
They
roll.
call you mother. Mom.
Yeah, but I'm like that.
Oh my God. He allowed the girls to call you mom.
But that's the thing. He allows. Athena specifically, he allows her to call any woman mom, and he does not correct.
Oh my God!
And that is a bone that I had to pick.
No, no wonder. No wonder when Jeba came out and Jeba started talking about the story, Jeba was just giving so much vibe of like they were family. Oh, she was going to play the mother's role. And I was thinking, why are you playing mother's role in the life of somebody that their mother is still alive? Their mother is still very well alive and doing well and doing her job, taking care of her children the 50% of the time that the kids. Why? No wonder. Because those kids are calling Jeba mom, and Jeba really thought there was really something there. And she too, she didn't see that as something that was weird, that she, the nanny, was being referred to as mom, and the father of the children were there and did not even bother to correct the children. Jeba, I feel like Jeba is more angry because JD didn't date her and close every other door. That's why. I don't think this is even about, oh, I didn't want to co-sign on this, or I didn't want to co-sign on that. No, you already co-signed on a whole lot of shit that you shouldn't have even co-signed on. So take several steps. The fact that they were calling you a mom, and okay, you just took it that way. What made you think that the next woman that will be coming, they will not do the same thing? Oh, it made you feel jealous, and you felt like, oh, it's no longer special because the title is being given to everybody, not just only you, because you thought that it would be okay. Shows that you're the one that is more important among everybody. If they will be calling, if you be the only one, they'll be calling mom, and you shouldn't be the one they'll be calling mom because you did not birth those children. You're not their mother.
That pissed me off.
I know. And so, like, I posted something today where, like, a thing was calling me mom, and I deleted it later. But I had to put a disclaimer, like, I would never try to replace anybody's mom. I have respect for the creator of these children. But I was uncomfortable because I'm like, I used to try to say, it takes a village, we're all on this together. But I would be on the side, hey, I'm an auntie, I'm a friend, So
now, he'll be mad as free.
So he was.
But if she allowed those girls to call somebody else daddy.
But he said she did. So I'm like, it's so hard to know what.
Yeah, he just knows how to lie. That's JD for you. When he does something silly. When JD does something silly, he tries to balance it off by saying, oh, KO did the same thing too. I did it because KO did it. He will always tell you that KO did it first and then he did it as a retaliation, which everybody knows that that's a fat lie. If you're just coming in, you are welcome. We are listening to the part 2 of JD's ex-nanny revealing secrets of the things that happened in the home for the 7 months that she was there. So we're listening to the part 2 and we're reacting to that. We did the part 1 yesterday. It was just an impromptu interview that she granted to keeping it. Let's talk about it with Amora, and that's what we're actually reacting to. So give the live stream a thumbs up if you just got here, and if you have not subscribed, subscribe and turn on your notification bell, and let's continue.
I know, it's a lot, but one thing that he refused to do is clarify, sort of, and make any sort of boundaries, because he likes the ambiguity, he loves the confusion, does not care how it affects the kid. So other people would come to the house, and Athena would call him mom. Before it was me and another Black woman. Of course, she so happens to be Haitian. And Athena called her mom, and the lady, I think this is the first time anyone has ever told Athena directly, hey, I'm not your mom, sweetie. And Athena, I'm like, oh God, it was so heartbreaking to watch. She was like, oh, sorry. And she came to me, I'm like, oh my God.
So you see, and the fact that Jeba thinks this is even funny shows how I don't know if this Jeba smokes Igbo or something. This is not even funny. Oh, Shani, and then she came to me, and are you nuts? Are you out of order? Like, seriously, there is nothing funny about this shit. Like, seriously, how confused can that little child that is what? How old is Atina? How old was Atina then? What, 2, 3, or 2.5, going to 3, somewhere around there? And that child had to call a total stranger that, oh man. She had to call the person mom, and that lady telling her, I'm not your mom. And she had to say sorry. She had to apologize for something that is totally her lunatic father's fault. Damn silly person with no brain. This is just messed up on all levels. And when you see people supporting the BS that JD does, all of what he's been doing from day one, I'm like, y'all don't know the kind of karma you're heaping on your heads. When you start reaping it, you will look for where to hide. You will look for where to run to. You won't find. Little child like that is already confused. So in other words, you're like, oh, I made a mistake. So thinking now the other Haitian woman, okay, said, I'm not your mom. She was thinking, oh, okay, then now Jeba is. So she ran to Jeba. That's what must have went to the little Athena's mind, that Jeba is her mom. That's why when the other one said, I'm not your mom, she ran. In fact, this life, marrying the wrong person, it's really a problem.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, she was so embarrassed.
He didn't hurt
I'm like,
you.
it's not.
Yeah,
And he's
your
like, wow, that's
stupid
something
laugh.
you tell a
Oh,
kid. I'm like,
look.
it's nobody's job to protect your children but you. Okay? That is no strange woman has to be okay with, pretending that she's your child's mom. Nobody has to do that. So when I told him, I'm like, hey, just let her know. Just have a conversation with her. She's smart. She'll get it eventually. And he's like, oh, she'll grow out of it. So it's like very passive parenting. And I hate it. Oh, God.
Now, somebody said this. I don't even know how to ask this, but somebody said he don't really care for Athena that much. He's more of a Junie dad, friend or whatever. Did you see?
I think he loves them both equally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if anything, Athena is more similar to him, and they do have their one-on-one moments, and it's like very cute. So I don't think there's no favoritism.
Be there praising nonsense.
Now, was you there? I don't think you were though.
Beverly Adams, you're welcome. Thank you so very much for joining, Queen. Beverly Adams said that girl went there hoping to be the girl's mother. Jeeba really thought, I think the story that JD sold to Jeeba was JD really concocted that story very well. And it was so believable that because Jeeba didn't do any, online checking according to her words to know who Cora was, what this whole thing was about. Jeeba just fell and bought everything. Remember, they met on Tinder, and the way she was describing, he was hinting he was a doctor. He had a photo where he was adjusting Paris Hilton. He had another photo where he was in a limousine. So Jeeba was thinking, yo, Pepe rested. That's what we call it. That's how we say it in Nigeria. Pepe rested, Jeeba was thinking he's got a lot of dough, man. There's a lot of coin here. And he's a doctor and he's young. He's just now he turned 36, right? So then he was what, 35, 30. How old was he then? 35, 34, somewhere around. Okay, she said a year ago. So what? He was 35. So he's young. Everything was there, and he's divorced. Now she's gonna be the wifey. Oh my goodness, he already has 2 kids. She probably will just have 1 or 2 more, and their big family is set. Yeah, with the picket fence. Wahala for American dream. I don't blame me. Ha! Are you serious? Moranike wanile asagwege yo. Moranike adivisho koto. Hey, this guy just played a clean game, like clean game. That's what JD played. Clean game. And they're like, Jeeba fell for it. Jeeba was thinking she's the main deal. She's the real deal. She didn't know that he was going to import another person from the same nation as her. Like seriously, like the same. Not even a joke. Bringing in the other Haitian lady for what now? You already have one Haitian at home. You went and brought in the second Haitian. Then you brought in another one from where else the other one came from. Then the other one from Belgium. Yo, international bowler.
Actually, were you there when the lady that came, Crystal? They call her Zoe. When she came and watched the kids for a weekend or something like that, were you there? I don't think you were because you said you wasn't aware of her.
Yeah, Crystal. Do you know when that was?
Mother's friend. I don't know. Do anybody know the time frame that Crystal went there to watch the kids, and she took those pictures and had them floating around the social media with her little WhatsApp group?
That was before That was before Jeeba. If Jeeba is 1 year ago.
Yikes.
Do you know her?
No.
Oh, they said it was in 2022, so you wouldn't know her. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Thank y'all for letting me know that.
Right.
These are some of the questions that I feel like, yeah, though that was 2022 that they're saying, and this happened just like 2023, according to Jeeba. She was 1 year ago, her situation. But I still feel like if JD was able to tell you some of the things that you said he told you, there's no way you don't know who Crystal and all these other people that Amora was asking you about. So I feel like Jeeba is also still protecting JD, still holding back, and I'm not sure why.
Wouldn't know her, but he protected her and covered for her.
Really, I was confused about that because was it Athena sitting on the potty or was it something more serious?
Yeah,
this is just this sounds so fake. The fact that Jeba is acting like she doesn't know. You lived with this person, so all when this whole nonsense is going on, you didn't say it. You did. Jeba, go and rest. Just get out of here, man. Get out of here.
It was Athena sitting on the potty and she put her shirt above her head and I think trying to cover up her little poo area and she moved her hand away from covering it up or whatever. What?
Yeah, acting like she's surprised. What are you surprised
It
for?
was really weird.
You saw it, you know about it.
Just wanted, maybe one photo.
But that's the thing. I'm like, there's no vetting process for the women come in this house. Like this man is fully, and I only know this so matter of factly because my father unfortunately is this kind of way. So I'm like, I know somebody who, like my dad specifically targets immigrant women because he knows that they're least likely to speak their truth. They're already scared in this country. So this man is just assuming that all women are naturally have motherly instincts, and it's impossible for women to also be pedophiles. Because I'm like, there's no process for checking that.
Oh. Yeah, it's dangerous, and that's not in the best interest of your child.
And that's why I say so long. People are like, oh, you're miserable. Why did you leave? I'm like, because I don't want kids to, people to be touching kids inappropriately. Is why I stay. And I didn't know anything about Cora, so I'm like, I was not, and still, I'm like, people are telling me to report to CPS. I don't know if Cora is standing with CPS, so I don't want to intervene and have a worst case scenario where the kids go to neither of the parents. The judge is like, you guys are both chaotic. These kids are in the system. I don't want to have a hand in that. So that's my thing.
Does he spank the children? Has he ever punished them like this?
No.
Do they have their own dedicated room, or they just, like you say, just crash wherever?
They do have their own room, but it's like there's no structure, so they'll fall asleep literally anywhere, at any time. Like it's I don't know, chaotic.
Sleep in the bedroom with him?
Sometimes it's like usually they want to, but he's like he treasures
time. Beverly said she was the one. Okay, she was gonna serve the yes, she was the one that served the arrow to KO. She is. Yeah. Exactly. Are they not all the same? Are they not all the same? Because if she was there for 7 months and then they're asking her about crystals, they're saying, this is it the one that she was in? She knew about it, like, but she's still not on board. Let's just wait for the other interview that she's going to grant. And let's see if she's going to, because from what Amora is saying, this was just an impromptu. Maybe she's not comfortable yet. Let's just, but I feel like Jeba was not telling what Jeba should be telling. If we compare how he spoke about, his $700, be $7,000 camera, how she ransacked through his wardrobe, going through his boxes and socks and things like that. And calling somebody coming out on social media calling you a thief is a huge thing. But then the way she was answering some of the questions, I'm like, yo, JD didn't hold back. JD came out and gave you woto woto. Why are you not answering your questions? Like, spill. You said you were the nanny for 8 months, 7 months or so. Why are you holding back? There's nothing to hold back. Just answer the questions.
And he treasures time now because he knows that soon they'll be over it. But definitely not anything strange.
Okay. Now I can tell the girls love their dad.
Yeah, they do. And I'm like, and at the beginning, that's why I took so many pictures and videos because I was in awe. I'm like, this is so beautiful. I love seeing daddy-daughter relationships like this. I love seeing a dad who is happy to be a dad. And I'm like, never mind.
When it's time for them to go to their mother, are they crying and kicking and screaming and not wanting to go?
That's just a fake story that he cooked up
1.5 times. But for June, it could just be she didn't want to leave her iPad at home in that moment. So I'm like, I can't say for sure. But that's something that I was paying attention
Welcome
to. Welcome
everyone. If you're just coming, give the live stream a thumbs up. Subscribe, turn on notification.
For like the past year
and if you're not sure what we're listening to, we're actually reacting to the part 2 yesterday we did the part one of Jeeba, the ex-nanny of JD, coming out to spill the tea. Because remember, JD did a video that he posted on Facebook where he said Jeeba did this, Jeeba did that, said a whole lot, and made the nanny to look like a crazy person in his own words, So Jeba is telling her own story, and we're listening to the part two. So if you're just catching up on this, you have to subscribe, turn on your notification bell, so you can actually go back and watch the part one that we did yesterday. Okay. More gist are coming, a lot more is happening. We already did a live stream on Entertainment Daily, and over there we were talking about the case of Crystal, aka Zoe Tundra, and Kim Baker, that went to court, and they didn't say much, but yeah, we had to touch down on that case. So that story is on Entertainment Daily. If you've not listened to it, it's a short live stream, less than an hour, I think 50 something minutes we did this morning. Okay, right now it's 6 p.m. my time. So we did that live stream in the morning. Yeah, I think about 9 10 a.m. So you can catch up and follow up. So the story is broad. Sorry, a lot is happening, and there's a lot to cover. So I cover some of the KO versus JD's whole thing here on trends with Octavia, and then some other of the story I cover in Entertainment Daily. So that's how I just try to spread them out. Also, and so subscribe to both of the channels, turn on notification bell, and that way you just catch up on everything. Let's go.
Back to her mom. And I'm like, I don't know if that's an exaggeration or not. But he said,
isn't it obvious that that was an exaggeration?
I can also
It
tell
was.
that there's structure,
Nothing like
some type of structure with horror,
Oh, yeah.
right? And maybe not so much with dad. Like he's not feed them whatever. Oh my God.
That doesn't even look like a dad that can cook.
Yeah, she cooks for them. And maybe not, when we're younger, we don't appreciate cooking.
Exactly. And that's part of why I was trying to call him out. And like, when my dad would watch all of us, like say my mom was on a trip, I'm like, that's the worst we could eat. I'm like, that the house would feel like feral. And I'm like, and that's how I describe his house. When it's like kind of just him in charge. And I'm like, there's no specific dinner time. The food is just whatever canned stuff or just whatever like unhealthy, starchy BS he can throw together, or like cheap meat from like key food. And he's like, what is that? I ate like this when I was a kid. And I'm like, this is okay.
Yeah, just because you ate unhealthy meal.
But okay. He's like bragging about it.
Just because your parents fed you unhealthy meals when you were a kid does not mean you have to feed the same to your own kids. But anyway, that's JD for you. And what can I say? Let's proceed.
He used to eat like food from food stamps. And I'm like, you're a whole doctor, allegedly, right? Why would you even imagine your kids?
A doctor that is not behaving like a doctor, is that a doctor?
Like,
it's a mumu doctor.
It does like really, I don't know, just not good food, and it's kind of like I don't know, just kids doing their best. Where it's like, instead of a dad like raising them and watching them, it's like, oh, dad's just gonna hold down the fort as a babysitter for a few days. It's like that is the vibe.
Did when you came aboard, was there a contract that you signed that said that you are to do this, that, or the other?
No, that's the thing. I think he is not a contract person, because the contract means something is written down.
No way. I don't think he's not a contract person, but I think because they met on Tinder, and Tinder is not where you go to get nannies. And he that's why they didn't have any contract, because JD wanted somebody that he's going to lie to, that would think that the person is coming to take the place of his ex-wife, and then they will run with the whole story of, okay, you do your job. So she just came in taking care of the girls, being just being a dad, and sorry, being a mom to them, because that's the story that JD sold to her. So that's why they did not sign any document or anything about the nanny job and what is she going to do. Is she going to clean, cook, take care of the kids, take them to school, and stuffs like that? Let's go. Let's keep listening.
Uncontestable. And he likes to go back on his word. So even if we spoke of a contract, he never gave me one. And I agree with him. Like, hey, you should write an NDA. I'm happy to sign it. I've signed one before. So I'm like, someone who likes chaos is not just work to make anyone sign anything. I don't see their benefits when things are chaotic.
But were you, so did he just say you are to watch the kids, or did he say watch the kids, clean up, cook, do their hair, give them baths?
No, he said just watch the kids. So I was proactive asking questions and like, okay, what do they do for dinner? Do you need me to make food or whatever? And at the beginning, he's like, he was pretty good about it. And he's like, no, you don't need to clean my house. I don't want you to do that. You don't need to cook. He's like, just watch the kids. I can do the rest. But
seriously, JB, you can do the rest.
I'm like, okay, well, the house is just nasty, and I'd have to clean this for me because I also exist here. And it's like, and for your girls because they should not have to live in this. I had to clean out his car, so it was filled with food, and then like drink cans. Like it was bad. It was bad. So I'm like, that's part of why I'm employed because I did a lot just as a friend for free as a gift because I thought it would help him be the best version of himself for his kids. And I'm like, oh wow, I wasted a bunch of my time.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just
so. I have to ask you another question. Do you feel rejected? Do you feel like he rejected you? Because
in what way? You mean like romantically?
No, not romantically. Romantically, like rejected as a friend or.
I would say the word is more so betrayed because I was genuine and I felt like we got along very, very well, and it was not until I started telling him ways in which he needed to step up as a parent that he started getting annoyed and kind of, I'm sure, was plotting in the background, talking to these girls on Instagram or whatever apps, plotting on like a replacement, but obviously it would be a replacement who would be probably romantically linked to him because now that he's back in that era. But yeah, I mean, just betrayed or rejected in terms of friendship and just human decency and expectations because we did. There was no reason if I didn't do anything.
Of course, why not? Why won't she feel betrayed when he told her one thing and he was doing something else?
Never had any closure.
Don't promise what you cannot.
Because the whole point was for
that's one thing with narcissists. They always promise things that everything is a lie. Everything from their good morning to their hello, everything is a lie. And everything is fake. Why did he promise what he cannot actually keep? That's why she didn't ask for money. She didn't sign any contract because in her mind, they were going to, build something together. Meanwhile, in JD's mind, you are on your own.
Ambiguous. So he can just be like, why are you still here? Why are you not like, what he says to me? I'm like, oh.
Typical of them. Typical. Can you imagine? Even though he was the one that said you should come and babysit.
But he had a friend at the house. Unfortunately, I broke out in front of her because I'm like, this is a black woman. I have to tell somebody what is going on to validate my reality because this is insane. And while I was just trying to talk to her, he like intercepted me in the hallway. He's like, don't talk to my friends. Why are you talking to my friends? Meanwhile, we were chatting all morning. She spoke to my mom. It was pleasant. And so I'm like, hey, can I just speak to you as a woman? And he was trying to like not let that happen. So I asked her to like come in my room. We chatted for a little bit. And then I get out and then he's like, why are you still here? Why are you in my house? So I'm like, to be spoken to like that, I'm like, I have to leave immediately. So it wasn't even like, it was, I don't know. He was just extremely cold and I'm like, I don't know this man anymore. So I'm not going to beg or plead or reason with him. I just have to figure it out now.
So you actually let me get rid of this person real quick. There you go. Happy hunting. What was I about to say?
Welcome so to people that are just joining us now.
He didn't want you to cook for the kids, so you didn't cook for them?
No, I did. I had to step up because he was not. The thing is, when he didn't do it, he does not have the communication to effectively pass that task off to someone else. He doesn't ask. So that's something that made me anxious. I had to keep just like, oh, hey, what are the kids having for dinner? It's like, oh, I don't know yet. And I'm like, well, it's 8 o'clock now. Would you like me to make something in the air fryer? Like, it was just forgetfulness. And I'm like, if you want to be the sole parent, who's going to remind you these things? So that's why I felt a bit used because I'm like, I'm not your assistant. But I had to kind of step up and do that because, again, the kids would have just been an
Where are we
afterthought.
going now? You go for your training.
So yeah, that is my piece.
You have 15 minutes
I
more.
think I have.
I'm gonna ask you one more question, and then we're gonna you and I talk on the back end and schedule another interview. How long from the time y'all met on Tinder did you move in?
It was very fast. It was like a week, I'll be honest.
1 week.
Yeah.
1 week.
And so it's crazy. I'm like, for him, yes. I'm like,
that was fast, man. 1 week after meeting someone on Tinder and you already moved in together. You don't even know if that's the killer or what. Seriously? Yo. Just keep listening to the revelation that Jeeba is revealing.
Yeah, so with those kids, I can understand, hey, that's probably not the smartest thing. You're a young woman. But I'm like, I know that specifically I was, in a desperate situation and I was paying for housing like by the week or like by the day wherever I was. But I'm like, yes, as a parent, and that's why I offered, I'm like, hey, you can do a background check if you want me to sign an NDA, because there was just such a low barrier to entry. And I was concerned as well. I'm like, you shouldn't just trust me. I know I'm trustworthy, but you don't know that.
That's crazy. So did you guys at least meet up before then?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So you had met up already, and then he thought he was pretty cool, and and then he says, "Oh, you want to be a live-in nanny?" Or did you think that you was just going to be a nanny to come over, or you was like, "Look, I need a place to stay"?
No, but I just kind of piggybacked up of what he said that he was going to already like offer whoever he hires. Yeah, he said he needs a live-in nanny. Like he was like specific about that. And I'm like, oh, hey, I'll be honest, I also need a place to live. Do you think this could be the solution? So I think it was like.
Also, you offered that.
Yeah. And so I'm like, I didn't. It's just I just didn't anticipate being kind of like I guess overworked and undersupported. I don't know. It was.
Where were you staying before you moved in with him?
There's like a co-living house. It's kind of like I guess an upgraded hostel somewhere in LA. Yeah. And so it was nice, but I'm like, it made me anxious to keep just paying or asking my sister to help me pay for whatever, because I had I had like short-term disability just for 3 months, and I'm like, I was scrambled trying to figure out everything at once. So I did not.
People keep saying why you didn't report to CPS, but you have to understand this young lady is 29 years old. She probably don't know a whole lot about CPS. Like everybody don't know about CPS like me. I'm 52 and I don't know nothing really about no CPS.
But I'll be honest, I grew up in Brooklyn where a lot of kids, I mean, my siblings and I, we know this now, we've gotten therapy. It's like realistically, if anyone would have called CPS on our parents, which many people were within their rights to do, like I have an aunt who's a social worker, and she kind of like confronts her parents, and she's like, I have a duty to report this, blah, blah, blah. And my parents got so offended. Like, bad parents always do get offended. But the reality is that sometimes having bad parents is a bit safer than having horrible people who you are not related to at all raise you. So I'm like, I know, I guess it's the right thing to do technically, but I'm like, we don't know the outcome of that. We don't know if they go into the foster care system, who's going to have them. Because I'm like, nobody else is offering a solution. I'm like, are you guys stepping up to adopt these kids? What's the next safest option if CPS does get involved and the kids get sent to foster care? What are they going to do?
Right.
Everyone's a genius until it's time for solutions.
So now you live with your sister in New York, though, right?
Yeah, we're in an Airbnb for this month.
Are you in an Airbnb right now?
Mm-hmm.
Both of y'all or just you?
That's both of us.
Wow. So what are you gonna do? Because New York is just as expensive as California.
I know it's more expensive. I'm applying to jobs. That's kind of why I just deleted all some of my posts.
Not on Tinder though, right? You're not.
No, my God, no. I have a LinkedIn and a very legitimate career. which is why I was overqualified for the volunteer work I was doing.
Yo, can y'all hear what's going on?
Why is he? I'm just curious. I'm so sorry, cut you off. Why is he on Tinder if he's being straight up saying he's not looking for a relationship? Who goes on a dating website and say they're not looking for? Well, I mean, I guess they do. So
it's to the cover story is to network. Essentially, he is looking for models to quote unquote work with. And shoot the
he's looking for him some little coochie.
Of course. But
he wants some little coochie. Yeah, that's what he wanted. Want him some little black coochie.
He literally brags about how easy it is and like how Black girls kind of have the lowest standard amongst all races. He's like, the blue check, it just works. I don't have to do anything. And I'm like, I'm disgusted. And that's
why I'm good in bed, girl. Huh? Is he good in bed?
No comment. No comments. I've never seen a bed. I don't know what a bed is.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Well, I mean, Cora already kind of told us a little bit about, she suffered a little bit, suffers.
Wait, in the bedroom?
Well, I mean, I'm assuming maybe that was Brianna. Hold on, I might be on the wrong woman, honey.
No,
I don't know if Cora ever said anything about the bedroom. But I think she did say she's never had an orgasm. So
hilarious.
She did say she's never had an orgasm. Lord.
2 babies and no orgasm is crazy.
I mean, it's possible.
That's crazy. Wow, she's a generous woman. Good for her. Bless her heart.
But he said so he told you it was so easy for him to get a girlfriend or whatever because of the blue check.
Yeah, but specifically Black girls have the lowest standard amongst all races of Black women. He's like and it's because they just typically expect less.
So he told you that Black girls have lower standards?
Yeah, he's like if he goes on a date with a girl, he's like if I just buy if I'm out with a Black girl and I buy her dinner, he's like I don't believe it and it's kind of gross, but we end up having sex because she kind of feels like that's how to say thank you or she owes me or she's like grateful and I'm like what the fuck.
These people can swear. These people can swear.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's not just like, I'm living in filth and I'm just jealous of this guy's dating. I'm like, no, I'm horrified and I want him off these platforms because he does not respect these women he's trying to be inside of. It's disgusting. Exactly.
Yeah, like seriously, jeeba. Whoo! Yo. I wasn't talking so much because I was getting my little one ready to go for her training. So I just allowed you all to listen to all the juicy part of the gist.
I'm gonna need you guys to come here. Stop giving your kuta away for some damn steak, baby.
Literally. And it made me, it hurt my self-esteem for so long because I'm like, what? Because now I'm like,
what did you say when you said that you being a Black woman? What did you say?
I mean, I also probably emailed him about this. One of my many racial complaints. I think I just told him, I'm like, that is disgusting. That is kind of, and he's like, pretty much, he can just like sit back. He doesn't really have to do any work. He's like, I don't have to slide in DMs. They slide in DMs, and I kind of just pick.
Pardon me, because I'm multitasking.
And then I pick who am I over? Like that's problem.
People slide into just the DMs.
It's that. And that's why then
I hope y'all are listening, and I wonder do other white men feel that way. That is.
And that's what I'm saying. And I'm like, so I'm like, so it's not even like, I'm jealous. He's with other women. I'm like, no, I'm disgusted, and I would like to help as many women as I can avoid that. Like, it's just now, like, just as a Black woman,
I just hope it's not. Look, forget the fact that forget about as a Black woman or a green woman or a purple woman. JD has a bad character, and anybody that has been in contact with JD should at least help the next person. Yo, 3 years and counting, and this is what Cora is still going through. Everybody needs to run. And that one from Belgium that is already telling JD how her father unalived her mother right in front of her when she was 8 years old. That's another one that JD will start dating if they've not even started already. Another one that he wants to take advantage of. His own is to look for people that have issues.
Feminist. I don't want to going outside. This man is just a conquest, and I feel like it's there's a bit of a smirk to it where he's kind of like laughing at us as black women or as black
So
people.
black women are jumping in his inbox and he just picking one. Let me see. Oh, you black women better stay out of this man inbox.
That's why I'm like so disgusted because the woman he did the dirtiest. He could now use her to be like, well, I've had black women before. Look at this beautiful woman. Look at my ex. And I'm like, come on.
So now, did you jump in his inbox or did he jump in yours?
Haha.
No. That's true. I'm pretty. I'm 90% sure he messaged me first.
What's the proof? I don't believe nothing, nada that is coming from the mouth of these women. You people were just too desperate. Jeeba and the rest of you, Summer, the one from Belgium, all of you were just too desperate. All the drama and all the nonsense that came out of JD's mouth, you all still wanted to associate with. In fact, I don't even think anybody should be. In fact, Jeeba, forget it. Forget it. If he jumped in your DM first, post it.
Yeah, this is women are fully like in the Instagram, And
when you went, so did you see proof that women are in his DM?
No, but I'm like the frequency of women who were in the house, and when I would ask him like, "Oh, where did you meet?" he would be pretty honest about it.
What do you mean I don't understand this Jeeba. Is it that this Jeeba? Then Jeeba will talk about how I play chess, I'm smart, I'm this and that. What do you mean? Oh, you believe that women are jumping in his DM because he told you that? Somebody that is constantly online hunting for women, hunting for prey. Why wouldn't he find the idiots that have no sense that will fall for the stupidity? Don't we see that every day? Don't we see that every day with these narcissist people? They are always active 24/7. They won't even sleep. Looking for new people to, feed off of. Looking for somebody to suck out all the positive energy from the person and leave their dirty negative energy and their this one. So Jade is the one that is running around looking for all these people on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, name it, Tinder, and everywhere. So I don't even understand what you mean. He's going to be pretty much honest. There's nothing honesty about JD. These words, honesty, truthfulness, straightforwardness, and those are things that are very far away from JD as a person.
I'm glad Cora is. Oh my God.
And I'm actually, it's the one thing that I'm upset about. I'm like, I do not judge this woman, but if I could go back in time to stop one wrong in the world, it would be to stop her from ever giving this man a chance. Because I'm like, it just led to so much. Oh.
She don't know. I mean, I think she knows. I think she does know that she dated down. She married down. She did. She married.
But and he was kind of insecure. He did ask me when he first showed me her. He's like, "Do you think we're kind of like on the same level?" And I'm like, I'm like, she's nice to give me a chance. Let's say that.
So wait a minute. So
he's already comparing.
Was like, he wanted you to answer. Do you think him and Cora are on the same level?
Yeah, he's insecure.
So he already thinks.
It's possible that JD did ask that question, but I can tell you that I don't believe that what Jeeba is telling us that was her response to that question that JD asked her is true. I don't believe that Jeeba said, "Oh, she did you a favor by no way." If you had said that, JD will not leave you in his home for 7 months. No way, because that would have been a red flag for him to know that I can't keep this one here.
Cora is higher than him, and she is, but he knows that Cora is.
Someone broke up with him at the house after staying there for like a week or two while the kids were there. Had to play
after a week of dating.
And then when she like broke up with him, I was like listening to him while he was venting, and he's like, "Oh, she's not even that pretty. It's not like she's Cora." I'm like, "Ooh, this man is a blue kid."
You see, no wonder. You see, So the one that could not deal um for 1 week after she broke up with him, he said that she should go. She's not even Cora. But yet he's online bashing Cora, calling her also. And this is exactly how narcissists will behave. They will put you down, they will insult you, they will backbite, they will tarnish your image in front of their friends, their family members. The whole world should know how evil and how bad you are. But deep down in them, they know how good of a person that you are. So you see, he knows that this person cannot even compare to Cora, but yet he said, "Oh, Cora has no talent. If they close Facebook today, she's not going to make any money, this and that." Even though Cora went to school, Cora has a degree. He acts like she doesn't have any degree and she's good for nothing.
Wait a minute, hold on. So somebody broke up with him and he said, "Oh, it's not like it was Cora."
Yeah, just in terms of her appearance.
So did you ever ask him would he ever get back with Cora? No, child.
That's funny. No, I didn't ask him, but I'm like, I know that.
Why would she? Are you serious, Amora? Amora, did you just ask this question? You see Jeeba that went in thinking she's gonna be the new chick, she's the new madam, she's the new ma'am in the home. She's gonna go and ask him if he thinks he's gonna get back with Cora. What, she wants to shoot herself on the foot by herself? No way. Jeeba went in there to go and take the place of Kale, forgetting that JD is not someone that anybody can deal with. Nobody on this planet can deal with JD. The longest was Cora, and that will be the last. And nobody will ever be able to deal with this man's beats for as long as 5 years that Cora dealt, took the whole shit and dealt with this narcissistic person. So there's no way Jeeba will be asking that question, because Jeeba enjoying that Cora's children was calling her mom. Somebody else will get pregnant, carry the pregnancy for 9 months, all the pain, the discomfort that you will go through for 9 months, and then go and push out a full human being from that small hole for that child to go and call somebody else mom. Are you out of your mind?
To be with, but his ego would never let him forgive what he thinks she's done. I don't know if she cheated or not, but that's the story.
That's his lies, no?
Will not compromise on that. Even though he yearns for her on a daily basis.
So he want him some moist. What you saying? He want the moist.
Ew.
Yeah. He just doesn't know how to go about it.
Yeah. I only said it because he came out and said that they named the club after her.
That's what he told me, and I'm like, I didn't know I could believe, but I'm like, if so, good for her, because she is inspirational, and he didn't appreciate it. Oh well.
All right, so check your phone right quick because I just sent you a text. How many of you received it?
Let's see. Oh yes. Ooh, yes. Let me check you back.
Okay, respond back right quick. Okay, got you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You and I are going to talk. We are going to schedule an official interview for you. And yeah, we'll talk behind the scenes, you and I. I'm going to bring you back. And I'll let people know when you're going to come back. And I'll have some more. I have some questions that I'll give you ahead of time. Mm-hmm. And that way you could be a little bit better prepared in speaking on things that people want to know. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Thank you, sweetheart, so very much. Everybody tell Jeeba thank you, and she will come back, okay?
Yes. And thank you for the people who sent me copies. I appreciate it. Very cute.
Okay, yeah, somebody said I'll send you a copy to Jeeba. Okay, so her coffee link is pinned to the top. So if you want to drop her some love for the things that she did share, but she's coming back, and we're going to get into more details, but I need her to be comfortable with me first, okay? This is our first encounter, all right? So she said, Amore, can you ask, do he stink? People want to know.
I wish my
parents want to know, does he smell, girl?
Crazy. He does not smell that. Does he have streaks in his underwear that he leaves around? That's a different question, but he does not smell that.
What? Did Najeba just go in so deep on JD? They ask you something else and yo. It seemed like the main interview is going to be even more juicy than this. Y'all just subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and get ready because when the main, I hope Amara writes down correct questions that will make Najeba to spill even more. Oh man.
Well, I'm like, as long as he's laying on the house, it's gonna do all the laundry, you know. That's that. But I'm not kidding when I tell you that I have personally, as a woman, teach these girls hygiene because I'm like, you know, he's not teaching them to wipe the right way. He can't even wipe himself up.
Whew. Whew.
Carl must have been giving you a
Yo.
Stop it. Now someone said do the dry.
Man.
Skid mark.
Literally. Dude.
Whew.
Yeah. So I want his girls to be clean. Like he grew up he knows that he grew up like on a farm outside.
That's not an excuse, man. That's not an excuse. Growing up in a farm, well, I don't know how American farms are, whatnot, but well, yo, that's not an excuse. Like he's grown, he's 36, and that shouldn't be happening. And what Jeba is talking about is 1 year ago. Jeba was his nanny a year ago. Come on, man.
White men don't pay man.
Girl, he was just soaking the kids in water. There was no soap. In the house?
Where else?
But I'm saying
Where else? In the pool?
Yeah, he has to probably like body wash for him. There was no soap near the tub or used once they were in the bath. They're splashing around in the water. He's complaining that Athena had eczema, and he's like, "That's her mom's fault for sure." I'm like, "You sure it's not the parent who's not washing it?"
Are you serious?
So one more thing.
Yo.
Tony would miss several days of school, right?
Yeah.
Is it because she just didn't want to go? He was too lazy to get out.
But how is it the mom's fault if when they are with their mom? You see the reason why JD knows why he went and started blocking Cora's videos and whatnot. If Cora was allowed to post her kids and everything, you will see more of the things that Cora, and a lot of people know that Cora is hands-on with her kids. Like Cora takes good care of those children. But for JD to even think that, oh, because there was eczema and then it's because, take several seat, man. You're the one that they are saying your underwears look like what it looks like, and you say that whatever the kids have is coming from when they visited their mom. Whew, boy, bye.
Wait, what happened?
Julie would miss several days out of school, like she wouldn't go to school.
Oh, he finished school every day when I was there.
Oh, he's like,
This is another question. This is another question that this is another question that Amora asked that I feel like Jeba was not being all open about it, because there's no way you say you were there for 8 months and we know that there were times where these kids were not in school, and if we put two and two together, it might coincide with the period where Jeba was still in that home. But Jeba saying all the time I was there. Jeba, you're not talking. If you're just gonna open up, because if JD was able to come out and call you a thief, call you someone that smokes weed, you said you didn't have money to buy weed or something, like there's nothing he didn't say, then there's no need for you protecting him. Just say your own story. It is your truth, you know.
So also through a summer. There was
if you're just coming, you're welcome. We're listening to the part 2 of the interview, the impromptu interview with JD's ex nanny.
I'm sorry, I'm being nosy. When he took her out of school early when Papa Obidi was here, did he tell you about that?
Oh, yeah.
We can talk about it later.
Yeah. I did. I know that he like suspected some things. That he asked me to. He's like, just keep a watchful eye, record anything that Jude might say if she kind of lets anything slip about her feeling uncomfortable. So that is,
you can
what
imagine.
I was doing. And so I was just objectively documenting the whole time, though, because I'm like, I don't know who's right here, but I'm just going to have accurate receipts of what happened. Because I'm like,
So he had you stalking Cora's line or just...
No. Absolutely not.
Does he watch her? Does he watch her lives? I know he does.
Totally. I mean, I think he used to, but he got to a point where it was I guess too much for him. So it's him and his mom. Just his mom calls him every day to update him. Look what she did now. You see, I'm like,
What is going on? Why is it that when you find a narcissist son, you will find a narcissist mother also that is always out there backing up the evil son in every evil doings? It is so embarrassing that in all the stupidity that Jade is displaying on Facebook, his mother is there supporting him, and she's there tweeting away long posts about how everybody is against her son, but she will not talk about all the evil things that JD has done to Kale. That woman has no shame. Some people don't deserve to be called a mother because it is an insult to real mothers. Some of them failed completely.
bro, separate cut the
Mama was stuck in court.
His mom, she is his assistant detective. Okay.
You can imagine.
Mama, we about to drag her.
Yeah, I think that's her name. Update. That's embarrassing. That's supposed to.
Right. But it's like from when he called his ex-wife before in front of her, I'm like, oh, this lady has no backbone. She's just, she doesn't have a voice in the home, I assume. Like, it's just, she's probably from that time. It is what it is.
What's her name? Is it Janet?
I think so, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What do you mean you think so? You were there for 7 months. You don't know what his mother's name is.
I was so hopeful that the kid's grandma would kind of rein him in. And so when they were leaving, he was driving her to the airport at 5 a.m. Like before that, I wrote a note and kind of just let her know the concerns that I had that he was ignoring. And I guess she kind of like snitched to him. And he was like, "And you dare harass my mother?" I'm like, "Never mind, Jesus." I'm like, so that
was another thing. He said that you used to fuss at him in front of his mom.
I used to cuss at. First of all, his mom was only there for a day and a half. And I actually, she was giving we were trading hair tips. Actually, she was talking about how that she doesn't have time to practice on like my racial hair. We were sharing tips on, like what to do with the kids' hair is trimmed. We had very respectful interactions, and the only time I may have cursed or may have gotten upset is when he told me that, like, pretty much like gave like you're dismissed vibes. Like, oh, I'm not gonna. Why would I tell the kids that you're leaving? You're you're irrelevant. I might have cursed then, but I'm not the one I don't speak inappropriately near the kids. He does that though.
Does he talk about Cora's money?
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Why won't he? That hurts him a lot.
Just kind of slipping it into conversation, like, yeah, she lies about how much money she had. Like, June said something, like, I wanted to buy like a video game or something, and she was like, and I asked my mom, but she only has $13, and June she just picks a random number and just goes with it just all the time, right? So I'm like, obviously she's joking, and he just gets in there with his stiff energy, and he was like, "That's a lie. Trust me, your mom has money. She's just not telling you." And I'm like, what?
Can you imagine?
It doesn't matter. No, it's fine.
Even if the mother tells,
he's telling Julie that her mom is a liar.
Even if Cora tells June that is 5 years old how much she makes, let's say $100,000, $200,000, $500,000, June will not remember that. She will not remember the exact amount because to her, like she doesn't understand yet. She's just 5 years old.
Yeah, and actually, I had a private conversation with June, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm like, I just want you to make sure you tell the truth. I know that your dad is probably telling you like, oh, your mom lies, whatever. But I'm like, just be honest. If you have to go in front of a judge or whatever, just be honest, because if he's doing the same thing that he does with a lot of people, he's just coaching her to say, yeah, mom is a liar, and that's not actually happening. She did kind of say that to me. She's like, Dad says mom lies sometimes, but sometimes, but what is it? But when she like tells the truth, sometimes he still tells me to say that she lies, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do here. So
I can imagine,
and it's difficult.
Oh my God! So wait a minute. So okay.
Julie told us he's a broke ass please.
You said what now?
Somebody lady said Judy told us he's a broke ass. That's funny. So I mean, he has money now for sure.
Has he ever?
This is so terrible. How low can a parent go? Just because you're having issues with somebody that when both of you met, decided to get married, frolicking, doing your whatever you were doing together. Those children that you people now have were not they were not in the picture. When you people were meeting for the first time in the club, on the road, in church, wherever you people met online, those kids were not there. But now he has to use the children just to achieve his selfish. JD is mean, man.
Have you ever heard, or have Junie ever said to you that he may have said something to where mommy go live, misbehave or say this or say that?
Crazy. He's not above that. I haven't seen it or heard it, but it's possible. Like the amount of like that level of petty and how much he wants to just win just to embarrass her, it's possible.
Because it seemed like it was a time when Junie would kind of say kind of off the wall things when she was on live,
Jeez. Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know.
But he would tell Junie, you heard him yourself tell Junie that your mother's a liar. And Junie said to you outside of him, he says mommy lied, and sometimes when mommy tells the truth, he's still saying that she's lying.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And June apologized for him, but he wasn't going to tell her I was leaving. But I'm like, I deserve closure as well. I too am a human. So I told her, she like ran some door, gave me a hug, and it was like the saddest thing. And she was like, it's okay, you just go on like vacation for 2 days, and then you can come back and dad will apologize to you, and everything will be okay. You don't have to leave. And I'm like, oh, baby, no, he's never going to apologize. It's okay. It was so sad. I'm like, your daughter, your 5-year-old has more emotional intelligence than you? Like, what? You're gonna break up the stability that you have in this home just because you want to move around now? You've gotten bored.
What stability? There has never been any stability since Cora left. What are you talking about?
My stomach
they have?
I know. So I'm like, I felt so selfish because I'm like, as I was willing to pretend her and her dad. Me and her dad were leaving on good terms, fake it for the kids. I'm like, I don't even have kids, and I know that it's best to just pretend that, there's no issue.
So did Junie and Athena think that you and her dad was a couple?
Yeah. But that's
what do you mean no? How do you know what they think?
He's like, I don't want the kids to be confused.
Really? You don't want the kids to be confused, but the kids call all the women that comes to your home mommy. Okay. All right.
We are, you were the nanny. We were never like huddled up together or anything. There was nothing ever like romantic or anything non-platonic, that the kids saw. I don't know. I mean, the kids probably saw him in bed with other women. But yeah, not me. Because I'm like, if I know someone's traumatizing their kids,
okay.
I can't in good
conscience. I don't believe you shall.
Just by like, oh well, I like your dad this much, so I don't care how much it's gonna traumatize. Like, what?
Wow. Okay. Yep. Well, thank you, Najeeba. You and I, we have each other's numbers, so just know we will reconnect. And you're on East Coast because you're in New York. I'm Central Time because I'm in Texas. So
okay,
we will connect. No worries, and I'll give you a list of questions that I have for you the next time you come back, okay? But let us get to know each other a little bit, okay?
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
So very much, sweetie. I appreciate you so much, okay?
Of course, yes. And thank you everybody who sent copies. I feel very special. I appreciate it. I've been in the trenches.
Jeeba, you really need to feel special. So next time you don't fall.
Subscribe to my channel, man.
Yes, ma'am. I'll do that right now.
Okay. Talk to you later.
Bye.
All right. So all right. Did y'all hear what I just heard? Or like, yo. Let's wait for the main. But already a lot have been said. A whole lot have been said, and it's a hot mess. what JD is doing, all in the name of I want to destroy my ex-wife, I want to destroy my ex-partner. It's just terrible to think that this woman is not even fighting you. This woman does not want any problem or whatsoever, but you are just hell bent on destroying and doing the most to this woman. It's just unbelievable. Welcome, everyone. If you're just coming, welcome, welcome, welcome. And we've been here for an hour, 29 minutes already. We're doing the part 2 of the expose. So if you're just coming in, you will have to go back and watch the live stream from the beginning. This is the part 2. We did part 1 yesterday, and we're waiting for more, okay, because more it's going to be Jeba is going to talk, and let her keep talking, because JD is already upset that people going to be giving Jeba coffee and donations, and she's going to make money. But he's been making money on his on Quora for over 3 years now. So if anybody that he recruited by himself decide to use him to monetize a page or a channel or whatnot, bravo and kudos to that person. So yeah, it is what it is. But we will be waiting for the main interview that is going to come up later. Now, what do y'all think about what you people are hearing? Like all the things you heard, what are y'all thinking? What is going through your minds? What is going through your minds? This is really mind blowing. It is sad. This is just my own opinion. It is so sad that JD, up until this moment, is not willing to stop. And the worst part of it is, as a parent, it is your duty to help guide your kids. And when your kids are going astray, you just have to help them. And even when your kids are adults, sometimes kids, your adult children, I say kids, would call you up and ask you questions as a parent. They want to talk to you. They want to find out one or two. So to think that Justin's mom would just position herself on Facebook and go on Cora's page and be watching, commenting on haters' pages, supporting her son, to what end? To what end? If you help your son to destroy himself and his children, what have you benefited? You're supposed to be a grandparent and you're supposed to behave like one. But instead, even when people are calling your attention to things that you should really focus on, and no, you don't even want to address those things. It is really terrible, It is really, really terrible. It is sad. It is sad that Justin and his mom will continue on this path. And I think probably that's the reason why Justin is really doing what he's doing, because he feels like, oh, okay, my mom is in support of what I'm doing and I'm in the right. They have somebody that is helping them to feed their evil plans, and he continues with it. Who is the next? That's the question now. Who is the next? Which of the platform is he going to next to go and pull up a woman that will come to be a nanny, a dating partner, and keep confusing the children? Is this what these children are going to see for the next, 13 years or what? Is this what they're going to see? Several people that they have to call mom, 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 telling them that their mother lies, doing the most. All for what? And then when these same people you recruit, they break up with you, you say, after all, they're not even Cora. So you know that she's beautiful, she's intelligent, she's hardworking, she's all of these positive things, but yet you want to destroy her. What are you going to benefit if you destroy this woman and then your children don't have a mother? From all the stories we hear, you're not able to handle the children, you're not able to do the job of. So why are you even hell-bent on doing this? This is just terrible, man. This is terrible. I will round up this live stream here. And because it's 1 hour 33 minutes, I don't want the live streams to be too long, so people that are coming in later will be able to also catch up on everything. Thank you also very much for joining me. If there's anything else we have to discuss, if I have the time, then we'll probably do that on Entertainment Daily. But for now, I have to go. I really wanted to come in quick and make sure that I drop this one, the part 1 and 2. We react to it before anything else drops about this case. So thank you also very much. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you amazingly. May your going out and coming in be guided and protected. May God protect you, and may you never meet someone like JD, this set of people that you will do nothing to them, but their own plan is to destroy you. They plot behind your back and they smile in your face like you're, whatever meeting that is being held in places where your ears cannot hear. May Holy Ghost fire consume them. God guide and protect you. May all your dealings, business, whatnot be successful. When others are saying there is a casting down, you'll be saying there is a lifting up. God bless you all, and I will see you all on the next one. Thank you so very much, and bye for now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I wish I could stay 25 persons here. I wish I could stay, but we've already been here for 1 hour, 34 minutes, and I have to go. Thank you, everybody. God bless you. Much love from my side. If you have not subscribed, please um, subscribe, turn on your notification bell. And if you've not caught up with the story about JD's supporters that are now suing each other, Crystal, aka Zoe, that Abi Zoe, aka Crystal, that kept saying she was suing, she was suing, she was suing. She finally, I think she and Kim finally went to court, and they've already been dissing each other already. It seemed like immediately they came out of court, they were already dissing each other. So we did that live stream in the morning. It is on Entertainment Daily. This channel you see here on your screen. So if you've not caught up on that story, it's about 50 something minutes live stream I did this morning about that story. So I covered that story on Entertainment Daily. And I wanted to, keep this one here or to cover the part two of the this interview with JD's ex nanny. So yeah, go catch up, subscribe to both of the channels so you don't miss the gist concerning these two, JD and his cohorts, okay? Because a lot of them are still fighting, and we'll be covering all the stories. The haters are still hating, making a fool out of themselves. Those are things we're going to keep discussing. Thank you all so very much. God bless you, and bye for now. I'll see you all later. Bye, everybody. Mm.